guys, welcome back to Planting with Pete. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Pete. Now guys, today's Wednesday. You know what that means? Of course, it is Plant Wishlist Wednesdays. Someday I'm gonna get used to that. But yeah, guys, we have two new plants here on the list for you guys. Well, new to you guys, not to me, of course. Let's go ahead and get started. Of course, we have Mr. Needy here, Cash. I think he knows today is Wednesday, which is his night or day to make his shine on the camera. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. First plant we're going to start with the Philodendron Varicosum. Enough said, right? Now you can see by this plant, there's just nothing really negative you can say about this plant, like at all. Probably, like any other plant, pissed, but hey, that's with any other plant. But as you can see, guys, this plant is just magnificent. I did learn that there are different varieties or kinds of this kind of varicosum. Now, the one that I would love to have in my collection is the one that has the I'm not sure if I can find the name, but of course the pictures that I'm showing, I'm pretty sure are the ones that I want. But it's the one that has the pretty green variegation in the leaves. Now this plant, of course, will grow like your regular, typical philodendron. Um, for my purposes, guys, she will be grown inside of my grow tent, of course, in the same fashion as all the rest of them, on side or growing up a pole, probably with moss and yeah, fitted with moss, growing up a pole, stuck inside of the grow tent, of course. All right, buddy. There we go. All right. But yeah, guys, just look at this plant itself. The growing conditions, I'm pretty sure, are the same. As I've done the research on it, indirect, bright sunlight, of course, watering when dry. Usually, depending on the plant. Well, with me, I like to bottom water. Um, just because at some point, well, all the points, I'm still a heavy-handed waterer. But if you've been following the videos, guys, you notice I switched over to spag, so the watering is not as horrid as it used to be. But yeah, watering conditions are the same as most monsteras. So is the lighting. But this guy, as I've seen other tubers, done my research. Once this plant catches on, you guys, she takes off. And if the lighting is right, that color comes in so spectacular. Now, of course, I've only seen most of the ones that grow their plant. They're usually like one big specimen that grows up the pole. Of course, it looks good, but me, I'm more of a fuller kind of look guy. Most of you guys should know by now that most of my plants, once it gets to that certain cut point or grow point, which is the top of the pole that is growing on, that's when I'm going to chop her and then start her back over, depending on the plant and depending on the size. And if it has more room on the pole, that's when I will definitely chop her and prop her and put her right back down in the pot. But if not, then of course that's when I usually seek and I sell or trade her or just give them away at that point. But yeah, with this plant, even with the bigger specimen, well, I can understand with the bigger specimens, you would definitely want to enjoy it for a while, at least until it gets to, as I see, in a certain point where it's time to, I would say, cut them and prop them because maybe it has outgrown its pole or it's just starting to grow in a funky way, depending on your light and gravity and the weight of the leaves and stuff like that. But yeah, there are, I think, over maybe 9, 10, don't quote me on it, different kinds of Philodendron Varicosums. I've yet to see one of these in person up close, still waiting. As I said before last week, it'll be highly impossible to almost very doubtful to maybe 10 plus years before we can see those and in any kind of nursery around here. It still amazes me how, like in different countries, in even certain states, that you can go to a nursery and find these plants. I'm just not understanding. I can't get it. And even in some of these areas, it gets cold there, and I'm like, they still have these plants. So what is wrong with Georgia? It's just the South is just so slow on getting things. But I don't know, guys. She will be in my collection eventually. As you can tell by these pictures, to me they look a lot better when they are bunched together. Uh, if I would find a bigger specimen, I'm pretty sure it's gonna run at least between the mid 100 to $200, and that's for a good size varicosum. And again, that for me, that is a lot just for one plant, when I know I could more than likely get two of my wish list plants for that price and just suffer that. But even that, I could also get a couple of cuttings and maybe one or two top cuttings of some of my wish list plants with, like, mid 100 $200. So I would most definitely have to keep that in mind when trying to purchase this plant. Now, there's not being said that, of course, I wouldn't go and get, spend the money on that plant, but I would most definitely go ahead and chop and prop her down and just make sure that when she's growing or have grown or whatever the case may be, it is a fuller plant. And from that point, I wouldn't have to do any more major cutting or propping, just at least just from until she gets to her topping point, which is of course at the top. And then at that point, it's either sell, trade, or give away at that point. But guys, just if you have not heard of this plant or you have not seen this plant, I do have pictures here, but do me a favor, go and look up this plant and even the different varieties of this Philodendron Varicosum, because this plant, if it's grown right, and even if it's grown right, it does the plants that are grown right does not compare to any plant that Mother Nature has taken care of. The pictures that I've seen, like the ones in the wild, they are just they look like the pictures that you will see with the high quality color volume filter, but there is no filter. It's just that these plants are getting that bright indirect light, plenty of the rainwater, and just a good supply of natural fertilizer. And they are just, well, if natural insects haven't hit them, but even then, that color still stands out to the point where it even looks like the leaves are soft. I don't think I even mentioned that about the leaves. Of course, the leaves will remind you of a, let's see, teddy bear, Tridoscanthia, or Mikan's philodendron, or even your philodendron melanochrysum. Those plants there, the leaves are soft like a pillow, velvety leaves is what you would basically call them. And this leaf, and with the leaf texture and the pattern together, guys, I tell you, my leaf pattern video, it would most have definitely made the top list, just because again, you have the softness of that leaf, and then also like this killer green vein that comes through, that is a natural veining, and it's kind of like a neon green if the lighting is right, guys. And it just, I don't know, and you know how I am about lime green itself, and just that dark pillowy velvety green with that lime green like splat in the middle is just, I just, I would even, I would Now I do know that I think there's like a small terrarium farm. Now those would be kind of cool, maybe to grow around the base, like as to make them like as a filler, if you get what I'm saying. Not to grow, but the large farm, I would say, will most definitely will take either a large plant or a pot of this, and just chop her proper, fill her out, or I will even again be happy with a cutting with these. Now, I've also seen cuttings and top cuttings on Etsy, which again, guys, is where mostly I do my shopping for plants. Um, they are running now. The ones that I'm catching, of course, I keep missing them. They are running about maybe 80 to $100 if you can find them in that good price range. Now, there are a lot of them now that are doing top cuttings, and I think they're just letting their plants recuperate, and then they're just doing regular top cuttings instead of just regular cuttings of these. If I can just find a regular, hopefully mature cutting, even a top cutting for a reasonable price, hope a trade, or even, me, a gift or whatever the case may be. Maybe I can look up and win one um, off of YouTube. But yeah, guys, I got to have this plant in my collection. And as you can see, I can ramble on about it and just about any other plant, especially if I don't if I don't have it. But yeah, guys, the Philodendron Varicosum, I don't know. See, to me there's no list. Well, take that back. Now there is one on that I got to like top of the notch have, and that is that we all know by now that Monstera constellation. I have my own setup, guys, that you will probably see. A matter of fact, it's my setup that was in a previous my first and second video, introduction or something. The little stand. Anyway, that is my Monstera constellation home area. I'm going to get a light just for, yeah. But anyway, guys, Philodendron Varicosum is on my list, and I hope to at least get a cutting this year on her. If not, I don't mind waiting because again, these prices are high, and I'm not paying no ridiculously high price, especially for a cutting or even a not even mature plant. So yeah, guys, Philodendron Varicosum. Now let's move on to the next plant. We have Scindapsus Moonlight. Now, enough said about that. I'm pretty sure at least 90% of you guys already know about this Moonlight Scindapsus. It has been on my wish list, I think, for about, I would say maybe 2.5 years now, maybe under, give or take. The leaves on it again are like a silvery, shimmery blue. It kind of reminds you of the Epipanemum Cebu blue, or the oh, it starts with a W. I'm not even gonna chop and screw that one. But let's just say any plant that has that blue undertone to it, just spectacular. As you can tell by these pictures, how they grow, which is just like your regular pothos or Cebu blue. They grow in, if the lighting is right, nice compact vining kind of quote unquote situation. Now, I have heard that these plants are very, very, very slow growers. Hopefully, I can look up and find some of the ones that Costa Farm are putting out. Now, I have yet to see these anywhere in the state that I am in now, for $20, especially for a nice size pot. Now, I could definitely see myself spending $40 or whatever the case may be on two of those. And plus, I get the pot that comes with the Costa Farm. Oh, yeah, that is a deal. And put them together or just keep them separate, and just admire them that way. And of course, do like I normally would do, like the rest of them, and get a moss pole and eventually transfer them over into spag and have them growing up that pole. So, and chop and prop and go from there. That way, again, I have more space to work with, and then also I can fill that pot out as well. But check out this plant, you guys. Again, I know most of you have seen this plant. There's nothing again negative to say about this plant. Oh well, other than that, it's a slow grower. But I'm not sure if that's based on location or fertilizer or light or whatever the case may be, because I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. I haven't heard myself personally any other YouTuber or person that I know that have said, "Oh yeah, my Moonlight tribui has just been growing like quick, really fast," but yeah, they're slow growers from what I know of. That would be the only downside. But again, the plant that's stunning and with this color, I mean, I wouldn't mind um, watching her literally grow and I guess thrive. Now, I've seen a couple of specimens that have basically, I would say, a mature plant. Well, it is pretty big, pretty lush, rather, and I think they might have said they've had it for a couple of years at that point, and I could see, the couple of years growth in it, and especially when you're not, um, selling and chopping and propping it down, you can actually see the growth out of your plants, like you may have noticed with a couple of mine. But yeah, if you look at some of these pictures again, like this one, growing up this pole. Now there are spectacular. Just about any philodendron, all philodendrons that grow the correct way just look good. Especially if, like with this one, it's compact, it's growing in all directions. But unlike with my case, there will only be one side just because of the growing conditions, and I would like to optimize the lighting conditions and grow conditions for my plants so they are growing one direction, which again is no issue. Um, Now, these plants, price wise, you guys, I've seen them run horribly high. The past couple years, cuttings themselves is like one node cutting you're doing. Guys, I've seen these things with one little node cutting that grows super slow for like $24, and I just plus shipping, and I just can't. I, I I couldn't see myself doing that, but um if the prices go down and maybe I find myself getting lucky and getting on one day and find one that is like, $8 or $9, and then shipping or whatever the case may be. But um paying something like 20 something dollars or even higher for one leaf cutting, I can't see myself doing. That is why I'm trying to get my hands on the Costa Farm um collection pot. Again, depending on where I find it at, it can be $20 or a little bit cheaper at Home Depot. Fingers crossed, guys. It's like $16, $17. So again, come out a lot cheaper. And any way to save money is, you know, the best way to go. So um, yeah, hopefully I can find that collection. Again, it'll be pretty hard. There's a couple more collections that I've yet to run across. They even have Agalima collections. It's just, I don't know. Again, it's just based off the area and when they deliver, or if they deliver, or even if the store is even offering them. I'm not sure, but maybe I need to write a letter or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But yeah, guys, if I can find a pot of these, I can definitely see myself collecting them. Numerous the pots of those just like that Scindapsus exotica. Those leaves are just huge and just demanding, eye catching, and I can see myself propping, buying some more, and making some more containers of those. But yeah, with this tribute, I would most definitely do that. Moonlight, most definitely get 2 of them and probably keep them separate, like I said, and grow them out. They are spectacular looking. That blue and silver, when the light hits it, it's just mouth watering. Yeah. But I'm not sure if I will see those anywhere around here anytime soon. Again, I will start my traveling, I guess. I don't know. I would want to go up north and check some out, but I did a lot of that traveling last year. But again, these people are knowing that different plants are booming now, so they are switching it up, and they do tend to order different things around different times of the year. But I do want to go down south, some like Augusta, Savannah area, and then eventually towards Florida. Um, and when I say I'm a tear Florida up. They have a lot of plants on this wish list that I can just cross out. I know for a fact, guys, I can cross out a planet wish list, at least 2, maybe 2.5, 3. I just say half. I don't know, but 3 well, like $100. I've seen it, but um, yeah, I want to try down a little bit further, going down south since I always go upward, um, and see what they're offering. And who knows, maybe run across one of these wish list plants and cross them off. I might just run across that Varicosum there, or even, run into a Home Depot that has tons of Moonlights. Now, I would definitely, if I can run into a nice Lowe's with tons of Moonlights in the clearance. What a rescue video. Oh, what a rescue Fingers crossed. But yeah, you guys, that is it. Oh, I think I just woke up Cashy. That is it, you guys, for today's video. Let me know down in the comments, you guys, if you are looking for these same exact plants, or maybe you have these plants and you found them as a cutting or a whole plant, and you're just looking for something else at this point, and you're just enjoying your plant. Also hit that notification bell, guys. This bell will keep you notified as into everything that is going on here over on Planting with Pete, and you'll most definitely be notified next week for Plant Wishlist Wednesdays. And that is it, you guys. I will see you next week, same time. Bye. You want to tell them bye? No? Still sleepy? No? You sleep? Bye, guys.